This is a presentation of the Sports Source Digital Network, presented by Hearthside Bank.
Well, he's doing what you wanted, at least a lot of you, fans, media like me. We put out things that we wanted Josh Heupel to do this offseason. He's checking off the list. We'll get into that list and what he has done in just a second. But first, I want to tell you, if you like a channel that just gives you honest takes, you may disagree with them, and that's what the comment section's for. But you know you're not going to get spin when you come here. It's going to be an honest opinion. We have a lot of analysis where we get people that sit around and discuss this kind of stuff, whether it's VFLs or longtime media members. We bring them here. If you like that kind of channel, give us a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button. It means a lot, helps other Vol fans find this channel, which I appreciate. Let's get into the busy work that Josh Heupel has been up to. As you probably have seen, he's hired a new strength and conditioning coach, Derek Owings, who came in from Indiana. That would be the national championship team of 2025. Owings was expected, or is expected, to be the highest paid strength and conditioning coach in the country. He's getting a 3-year deal. Numbers aren't out yet at the time of this taping, but it's believed that he will be between Joey Halsley and what he made at Indiana. Tennessee's highest paid assistants are Jim Knowles, who's come in, and then Joey Halsley, who's at about 1.4. He's your offensive coordinator. And then you drop down to what Owings made at Indiana, which was about $950,000. So you would figure he's making more than $1 million a year, your third highest paid staff member under Josh Heupel. It's a big get to go out and grab a strength and conditioning coach from the national champion. It's certainly a splashy hire, and the fact that they made the announcement hours after the trophy was handed out tells you it's been in the works for a while. That's not the only thing they've been up to this year. You can also look at doing what you wanted. Fans said that, hey, we want this defensive coordinator out. Tim Banks has to go. So never mind the fact that Banks has been here the entire run with Heupel, that Banks has had a pretty good defense the last 2 years, had a great defense the next to last year, one of the top defenses in the country. It fell off this year. He gone. And who do they replace him with? They don't just promote from within. They don't go grab somebody that's a so-so guy. They get Jim Knowles, who's got a great reputation. He's been at Ohio State, Penn State, as you know. So fans wanted a new strength guy. You got it. Fans wanted a new defensive coordinator. You got it, and you got a good one. That ain't all. Many of us in the media said, well, if you're going to hire a new defensive coordinator, we've seen this play before at Tennessee. If you go out and hire somebody who is simply going to be forced to work with the assistants you already have, that's going to be tough. That's not going to work. So what do? They blow up two of the assistants, Lavorne Chop Harbin, who was the answer to all prayers a year ago, and now he's cast out. Willie Martinez, also gone. You look at who they brought in, Michael Hunter, Andrew Jackson, Anthony Poindexter. All of those guys have familiarity with the system, with Jim Knowles. It's a big plus. It's a huge plus. Now, many people also said, you've got to hit the portal, man. You got to go get guys out of the portal this year. You haven't been hitting it hard enough. Well, they got 18 guys as of right now, so they've really gone past where they normally go in terms of the number of people coming in. But look at who they're getting. Not only was it go load up on the portal, it was go build the defense, rebuild the defense. They've done that. 4 safeties. Now, some of those guys can play nickel, they'll move around, but still, you got guys that can play safety, 4 of them. I mean, you had to rebuild that whole room, and you did. Cornerbacks, you got 2 of those. 2 edge rushers, including a 5-star to replace the 5-starter that headed to LSU. Defensive linemen, you got 1. Linebackers, you got 1, but in parentheses there in invisible ink, you kept Arion Carter at the last minute too. He decided to come out of the NFL draft, stick around. It looked like he was going to be going somewhere else in the SEC, and you paid the money. You ponied up to keep him. So that is not showing a defensive addition, but it's a hell of a non-subtraction. We'll put it there. Look, the reality is that Tennessee championships are their goal. You didn't hit a championship this year. That can't be your expectation, but obviously it's your goal. And if you're wondering, does this guy care as much as you do, the situation seems to be, all signs point to, yes, he does. Did he make these moves, all these moves, the assistants, the strength coach, the portal, loading up on defense? Did he make all of these moves because he knew the fan base was hungry? Possibly. Did he do it because Danny White had a gun to his head saying, we got to do this, whether you like it or not? Possibly. But you're talking about a guy who was a Heisman candidate, national championship quarterback. I think he hates to lose as much as you do. At least that's the signal he seems to be sending this offseason. It wasn't perfect. You didn't get the ace quarterback, but still, this is a pretty good haul for the offseason. And going into the portal, I didn't hear a lot of people putting get a quarterback as the number one issue. That became a bigger issue when everybody else started grabbing quarterbacks. And then it's, where's ours? But the reality is, I think when you look at this and you're giving somebody credit or not credit, you have to give Heupel credit for doing what a lot of people wanted to see, whether that's fans or media. He knocked it out of the park in terms of, will you do this, will you do that, will you do this, will you do that? Yep. So give him credit now. Will that credit extend into 2026 in the fall? No. We all know that. If he loses 5 games in the fall, nobody's going to remember that, well, he did all the things we wanted to see. Won't matter. Then he would have done them wrong. Well, you made the moves, but you hired the wrong guys. We liked them back then, but we're not giving you a break. That's life when you're a $10 million football coach. But the reality is right now, at this stage, somebody needs to point out that everything people told him to do, he went out and did. And I don't think it's because somebody told him to do it. I don't think he's sitting there watching my show on Sunday or dialing up 99.1 The Sports Animal and saying, well, the callers say I need to do this. I think the guy just wants to win. And it seems like he's actively engaged in trying to win here. If you disagree with that, if you agree with that, let me know in the comments section. I appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Appreciate that too. We got more clips like this coming up in the next few weeks. We've also got the Saturday show, the Sunday show. So dial it up right here on the Sports Source Digital Network, and we'll see you next time.